give the edge to? I know you should favor
I'm
him
saying
over
Shakur
everyone.
beat everybody. It don't matter who it is. Shakur beating him, so it don't matter. Shakur over everybody. And that's how it's gonna be.
You got that much money, you know what I mean? It's hard to be salty about anything, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's just the way that it is. It's the new era, it's the Devin Haney era, and that's what it is. And he's hanging on to the Floyd Mayweather era. I mean, so hard, he choked out Terence Crawford. He's still talking about he in boxing. Terence Crawford couldn't have an era to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favored? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
I feel like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford claims Shakur can still defeat anyone alive and calls him exceptional, while mocking Bill Haney's warnings and firmly stating he plans to outright end Devin Haney's career.
Man, that boy's special. That boy's special. Shakur's, you know what I mean, one of a kind, you know what I mean? He adapt to every fighter, and then once he adapts to you, it's a long night.
So he can make Devin like give up his height, not necessarily have to just go after him.
We didn't see Shakur go forward. We didn't see Shakur stay in the pocket. You know what I mean? We didn't see Shakur move. We didn't see, you know what I mean, how defense minded he been. Like, Shakur is just all around a great fighter.
You feel like Haney should move up to 40 though, or stay at 35? Take the Shakur fight.
Well, I don't know. Listen, I know what it feels like to be struggling to make 135.
Bill Haney states that boxing now belongs to Devin Haney, not Floyd, not Terence. He stresses Devin stands on his own and needs no support to dominate.
It's an era where Terence was in the shadows of Floyd. And when Devin came along, there was no shadow that was big enough. Because we're not taking no prisoners. We know that our job is to get to the Mount Rushmore of boxing, where the greats are. And Tank Davis is a staple.
Bill Haney explains that the decision to face Devin Haney rests entirely with Shakur. He adds that the Haney camp is prepared whenever Shakur chooses to move ahead, with no delay or second. Thoughts?
The weight that they fight at, they've always been one weight behind each other or one weight after. You know, Shakur will come up, you know what I mean? Devin will be at that weight.
Bill Haney highlights that Devin Haney's amateur resume surpasses everyone else in boxing, arguing that his record and experience are unmatched. He maintains that Devin is the real deal in the ring and says his level of excellence speaks for itself.
You don't have that much amateur background and that much boxing in you to be saying that you're a TikTok star. He's trying to fool us with that smile and all that shit. You know what I mean? But he's a fighter. He's a fighter posing as a TikTok star to draw attention to him.
Several critics say Shakur must quit waiting and immediately face Devin Haney to demonstrate his level against top opponents.
If Shakur Stevenson want to keep that momentum and daring to be great, enhancing his greatness, we all know he's motivated and inspired by his mentor, Terence Crawford, then his next fight should be versus Devin the Dream Haney, moving up to the 147-pound division, because with that victory, he'll become a 5-division world champion, 3-division lineal champion, because I'm sure that Turkey Al Sheikh Ring will put that fight, will put the ring belt on the line, because I believe that Devin Haney is probably the best welterweight at the moment. He'll accomplish all of that by the age of 29. 5-division world champion, 3-division lineal champion. Come on now. Hey, Shakur Stevenson, you're the WBO champion, 140-pound division. You could easily petition the WBO to make you the immediate mandatory to Devin the Dream Haney. I think that's the best fight right there. Let me know what y'all.
Floyd Mayweather says Devin, Haney, and Shakur Stevenson both merit equal praise and backing. He notes Haney turned pro early, building a 33-0 record with 15 knockouts, while Stevenson stayed amateur pursuing Olympic gold and deserved the win over Robesi Ramirez. He urges fair treatment for both across the boxing world today and going forward.
Now I know Devin Haney is 27, Shakur is 28. Devin Haney entered the pro ranks early. Shakur stayed in the amateurs to attempt to become Olympic gold medals. And he should have been. He beat Robesi Ramirez, in my opinion. Nonetheless, he didn't get the nod. So, Floyd is saying that they should be celebrated, they should be uplifted, as you see here. Statement, right? And they need to be treated fair. The issue that I have with this statement is that Shakur Stevenson was looking to actually sign with Floyd, and Floyd didn't sign him. Devin Haney looked up to Floyd Mayweather, trained with his father, trained with his uncle, trained with him. And he was eager to see Ryan Garcia beat him because he had a spat with Devin Haney's father, trainer, and manager, CEO of DHP, Devin Haney Promotions.
Ironically, Shakur previously tried to join Floyd's stable, but the deal never happened. Devin Haney, meanwhile, looked up to Floyd and trained around him with family guidance. Both fighters show pieces of his style in their approach. Floyd's recognition can boost rising talents, even if his backing has sometimes shifted over time in the sport and public conversation overall today.
Mayweather has the power to support these young fighters who look up clearly. Shakur and Devin model their game after him and look up to him, right? As they should. And how often does Floyd reciprocate that? Now I know he shows up. Shakur says when he calls, he answers. Devin says when he calls, he answers. He'll show up if they call, like, to the gym, sparring. He showed up for Shakur, right? Show up for them at the fights for them. The way, and everybody's different. Don't get me wrong, right? He's enjoying the fruits of his labor. Promote them. When Shakur Stevenson won this fight against Tito, you say he should be treated.
Andre Ward said he's eager to watch Devin Haney fight Shakur Stevenson, describing it as a bout he strongly wants to see. He highlighted Haney's self-belief, mentioning Haney talked about facing both Little Bro and Big Bro, which Ward views as risky. He added Stevenson currently holds real momentum, raising the stakes. Changing topics, Ward predicted the Seahawks would beat the Patriots, and commended Seattle's coach for building a disciplined, business-first culture that he respects greatly in professional sports today.
Who that? Devin said he'll take Lil Bro and Big Bro.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Meaning Keyshawn and Shakur.
I want to see it. Keyshawn is dangerous right now. I want to see it.
You got any prediction for the Super Bowl, Seahawks or the Patriots?
I think the Seahawks gonna do it, bro. I think they're gonna do it. Just the way they looking and the way they playing. The head coach has a temperament about him, man, where it's like, hey, we happy to be here, but we got business to handle. The team is taking on that identity, man.
Floyd Schofield recently gave his view on today's boxing scene, focusing on Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis. He said Jay Prince guides his roster strategically to avoid matching his own fighters against each other, protecting their earning paths. Schofield added that Haney stays ready for any rival and usually delivers exciting bouts. Still, after experiencing a defeat, he believes Haney is cautious about taking another setback, no matter how the record is officially listed.
It don't matter which one go up there. Devin is Devin. Devin going to show up. It's going to be a great fight with either one of them. Because Devin took a loss, and he don't want to take another loss, whether he got it cleaned off his record or not. He don't want to take another fight, though. I ain't gonna lie. Both of them are good fight. Even I don't think Keyshawn is going to beat Devin. I really don't believe Keyshawn will beat Devin.
Too much experience? Why?
I don't know. I just don't see. But off my prediction yesterday, I'm not gonna get that because people will say things. But skill wise, I don't believe this new Devin that showed up his last fight. Keyshawn is gonna be able to run through like he did Ortiz, a smaller guy who seemed like he didn't want to be in here.
I ain't gonna lie. As much as I don't like Devin, I did not expect Devin to do that to.
Schofield said either matchup would draw interest, yet he's convinced Keyshawn Davis wouldn't overcome Devin Haney. He argues Haney's ring experience is overwhelming, and his latest performance showed a level Davis hasn't faced. Comparing fights, he suggested Ortiz lacked urgency in his loss to Davis. Haney, by contrast, stayed composed under pressure and absorbed shots without fading. He finished by saying, personal opinions aside, Haney's ability and toughness demand serious respect from any opponent today.
Catch him too, and then even buckle Devin, so I don't know.
And Keyshawn's performance wasn't great. It was good he stopped him, that the referee gave him a gift. Because the ref stopped it. He didn't even give Ortiz a chance to stand up. Not saying Ortiz would have won, but it wouldn't have been a knockout in that 12 seconds. No, that's what I'm saying, but it wouldn't have been a knockout. The ref gave that gift. He didn't even get his man the count to get up to 8. So, or to 10. So, I don't know. I would want to see the Keyshawn and Devin fight.
Key do got some dog in him, so I would like to see that.
I like the new version of them, though. I like the God more in it. The maturity of seeing them grow up as fathers. Like, yo, just to see these young men get into these points is amazing. And they still in their 20s. So I can imagine them in their 30s. You know.
Tim Bradley spoke about Terence Crawford's impact on Shakur Stevenson, highlighting how Crawford once guided him in a similar way. He ranked Crawford among boxing's all-time greats, saying he belongs on the sport's Mount Rushmore. Bradley noted that Shakur could exceed Crawford, not by matching multi-division titles or becoming three-time undisputed, but by capitalizing on chances Crawford never had. Crawford faced boxing politics that limited his recognition, whereas Shakur competes in an era with fewer barriers. With his talent, focus, and right opportunities, Bradley believes Shakur can build a legacy that surpasses Crawford, combining skill with the advantages of timing in today's sport.
I feel like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terence Crawford. Listen up. Now, not in the sense of becoming three-time undisputed and, going up to, that many weight classes. Not from that standpoint. He already has 4 weight classes. Crawford is a 5-weight division champion. But in a sense of having the opportunities that Crawford didn't have. Crawford would have been even bigger than what he is if the politics didn't play into the sport at the time. And now that, you have guys like Turkey Al-Sheikh that are able to bridge that gap between promoters and, make these big fights happen. When Crawford couldn't get those big fights with like Thurman and Danny Garcia and Ugas and, he got it later with Sean Porter, but it was later. But imagine if Crawford was able to have that run and, Earl Spence, Danny Garcia, Ugas, Keith Thurman, the list goes on. If he would have had all those guys on his ledger, imagine how big Crawford would be. He would be even bigger than what he is today. Bigger than what he is today. So with that being said, with these fighters hovering around 135, these talented fighters, hovering around 135, 130, guys like, Oshaki Foster, like I mentioned, going to go up to 135. He's big enough to go to 135.
Undoubtedly, a significant challenge stands in front of these fighters. Still, observing Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson in action shows that, beyond disputes or questionable strategies, defeat seems unlikely. Both respond to one another openly, maintaining the intensity of their rivalry and building excitement for an eventual clash.
There's a major obstacle in the way. But nonetheless, as you watch these two fighters fight, you can clearly see, outside of cheating, they're more than likely not going to lose, right? With that said, Devin Haney immediately responds to Shakur. Shakur responds to Devin, right? Again, we had the initial 4 kings. It was Devin, Ryan, T.O., and Tank Davis, right? It was supposed to be the 4 Kings 2.0 from the Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearn, Ray Leonard, and Roberto Duran. And I asked Shakur.
The discussion often returns to the concept of the 4 kings of this generation: Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Gervonta Davis, designed to echo the legendary era of Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Roberto Duran. Yet Shakur Stevenson's contributions are sometimes overlooked, similar to Wilfredo Benitez in that era. Benitez defeated top opponents like Duran, but rarely receives equal recognition. Likewise, despite Stevenson's skill, he risks being the forgotten figure among today's elite. This comparison shows how boxing still thrives on rivalries, legacies, and the fight for acknowledgement in the sport's evolving landscape.
We had that 4-king era, but nobody mentions Wilfred Benitez. And the fact remains is Wilfred Benitez beat Roberto Duran as well. And Roberto Duran is 1-4 against those guys. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time. Outside of that, Roberto Duran, he lost to he quit against Sugar Ray Leonard. He got knocked out brutally by Tommy Hearns. He got outboxed by Marvin Hagler and outclassed by Wilfred Benitez. Right? But he's overshadowing Wilfred Benitez. And I felt like these guys, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank, and Tio, overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. And now Shakur Stevenson has shined the light by dominating Teofimo Lopez.
Analysts note that the growing rivalry between Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Keyshawn Davis is among boxing's most compelling stories. Haney earns praise for his discipline, smart jab, and superior ring IQ, making him a top technical fighter in lightweight and junior welterweight divisions. Stevenson, in contrast, stands out for defensive skill, timing, and precise control over opponents.
Haney is a tremendous fighter, but obviously he believes in himself and that he will beat Devin Haney. To that, Devin Haney responded, "I believe you're a tremendous fighter, but I'll beat you." And then Devin Haney stated, "Well, I want to fight your little brother, who is Keyshawn Davis, superstar, WBO former lightweight world champion, who called out Devin Haney and stated because he didn't like how Devin Haney treated him when they was younger, when Shakur brought him around, so on and so forth." So Devin Haney said, "You know something? I want to fight Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn, let's make it happen. And then you're the little brother," because Shakur and Keyshawn made it abundantly clear they have no interest in fighting each other because of their relationship, although they're not blood brothers. So Devin Haney said, "Well, I'll fight him."
Keyshawn Davis brings energy and confidence, determined to prove himself against top fighters. The interplay between him, Devin Haney, and Shakur Stevenson mirrors legendary rivalries where contrasting styles and personalities elevate the sport. Haney's consistency, Stevenson's adaptability, and Davis's drive create a compelling dynamic. Each represents a different stage of growth, yet all share ambition. This tension builds anticipation for matchups that could shape boxing's next era and leave a lasting mark on the sport.
Cole puts up a cryptic message and responds and says, "Be careful what you wish for, you just might get it." Well, remember, Devin Haney made an offer when he was at 135 to stay at 135 to fight Shakur. Shakur didn't like the offer, which means Devin Haney's more than willing to make the fight. Devin Haney is saying, if you want to make the fight, his father, trainer, manager, Bill Haney, CEO of DHP, Devin Haney Promotions, is saying, "We'll make the fight gladly, but we're not doing a 10-pound rehydration clause." So Shakur is saying, "Be careful what you wish for." Skills pay the bills, as Shakur said. And Shakur said he don't like people putting the rehydration clause on people because it handicaps them and you can't get credit. Well, then he says Onaji was cigar talk and Devin Haney's not unalive.
The rivalry between Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Keyshawn Davis is heating up, promising epic matchups and unforgettable moments in boxing. Who do you think will rise to the top? Share your thoughts, join the conversation, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more updates.